So I've got one heck of a knocking sound coming from the front end driver's side of my F-150. Now, it's pretty safe to say that anytime you get any sort of knocking, clunking, any sort of sound mechanically coming from your front end, I'm not sure with all cars, but in my experiences, at least with trucks and in particular F-150s, it tends to be one culprit and one culprit only. And that is your sway bar link.
Now this is your F-150 suspension. This is the driver's side, and this is sort of behind the wheel. So we're sort of looking towards the front of the truck. And your sway bar end link is actually going to be this guy right here. This guy right there. You see it? And what that does is it kind of stabilizes everything. And although it's such a small little piece, it's actually quite crucial for your suspension.
So it's pretty safe to say that if it is not working properly, aka it's clunking, it's making noise, it's loose, you should probably replace it. Because for once, I can confidently say it's probably one of the cheapest parts to replace on your truck.
So grab your sway bar link right here, grab it, it's this guy, grab it and shake it, pull on it. Can you hear that? Hold on. So the shaking, the knocking, is actually coming right from the bottom of it, kind of right down there.
This means you're going to need to go replace your sway bar link. Thing is, it's really cheap. I've got my keys. Let's head over to the store. I still got my work clothes on. I didn't even have time to change, but it's okay. Alright, the goods have been acquired. This is what we got. There's our sway bar link, and then of course oil was on sale. Now let me show you how to replace it.
So first, just soak it in penetrating fluid, and just let that sit for a few minutes. Then put your 18mm on it.
Woohoo!
All right, so you see how when I turn it, the whole thing twists? That's what happens with bearings. So you either hold it yourself like this, which can work, what you can also do is get a pair of pliers.
Hey guys, quick editor's note here. As I'm doing the editing, I just realized I missed a very crucial part of the explanation. So these essentially are your sway bar links, right? As you can see, this is the bolt that I'm trying to take out in the clip, right? And unfortunately, it's not like a regular bolt where when you start kind of twisting it, it'll just come right off, because as soon as you do that, this whole piece is going to be twisted because this is all bearing, right? But as you can tell up here, that also is a 9 or 8mm. I think it's an 8mm. It's an 8mm socket. So you can just put an 8mm socket on top of there and then put a wrench on this and essentially use that 9mm to hold the whole thing still and then wrench that thing out, right? In my case, I didn't have that. And so, long story short, I ended up cutting it because I knew that these were, the one that I was replacing was garbage, so I had to throw it out. But that is how you do it correctly.
And just hold the whole thing.
All right, it's out. Basically what you do, in my case I cut it, but you Just unscrew the top bolt, unscrew the bottom, put a little bit of leverage on top, pull it down, pull it out, and this is what you're left with.
Put it back in, it's pretty much the exact same process. No surprise there. Get this light to work. Put the bottom in first. I can find the hole. So, and then you're gonna have to create leverage on this arm right here to be able to put this. What I did was I put a nice big old piece of wood and used the jack, and I found that's what worked the best.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know I didn't film much of that, but it was because I couldn't essentially fit that bolt or the new part back in, because like that, you know, that rod that you saw that kind of moves, I couldn't get enough leverage. And I was trying with a jack, and I was trying with everything. And if I remember correctly, the last clip, that's what I said. I said, just use a jack. That doesn't work. What you need to do is you need to go on the other side, right? So I'm replacing the one on my driver's side. You need to go on the passenger side, and you need to remove the bottom bolt that holds on to the other sway bar link, this whole, you know, the passenger side sway bar link. You got to think of the whole thing as sort of, as one big seesaw, okay? So if you remove the sway bar link here, right? You remove it. Okay, great. And now this side, there's still a sway bar. This is passenger, this is driver. Here still has a sway bar link. Now you need to insert the new one. So you have to put it in down here, and then you need to stick this in here like that, right? But it's too long, so you need leverage. You need to do this. To be able to do this, this needs to be mobile. It's like a seesaw, right? It's like, as a design, it's like a U shape like this, and so it goes up like this, right? But the only way to get clearance on one side, you can't do this. You got to get both to move. And to get both to move, you need to loosen the passenger side ones too. So you loosen the bottom one here, which allows this to move. And now all of a sudden when you pull this one moves too. And it goes like this, and you're actually able to stick it in. 4 hours, man. 4 hours. I'm gonna go tighten everything down. All right, so there's your new sway bar link. Everything has been tightened, so let's test it out.
That's nice and solid, nice and tight. That's not gonna go anywhere. And there you go, guys. That's how you replace your sway bar link on your 2018 F-150. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.